If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 18 of the third season here at AC Milan. In the last episode we finalised two final signings in the transfer window, Alvaro Morata and Marek Hamsik. We currently sit 5 points behind Napoli at the top of the table. We were able to close that gap though in the previous episode. They drew a game, still undefeated at the top of the table, Napoli, and our single defeat is against them. So that's the reason why we're so far behind, but hopefully again we can close the gap today. We start with a game against Roma. We follow that up with a game against Lazio. So both Rome sides in today's episode. And I'm thinking about potentially doing a squad report as a catch-up now that we're out of the January transfer window rather than a third game in today's episode. And we'll be back up to 3 games per video as of tomorrow. So both Rome sides today and a squad report. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content, whether it's this series or the My Player series or any Euro 2016 stuff that's been going up onto the channel. But without any further ado, let's take on Roma at home and give Morata and Hamsik their debuts. Good ball forward. Tackle on Dumbia, and Hamsik gets it to Romagnoli. And now Gertz will look to play this over the top, looking for Insigne. Should get over the defender, has done. Defender with a terrible attempt at trying to get on the end of that ball. Insigne just trying to spin the man, and then we'll go for the shots. Oh, I tried to aim it at that near post and sneak it in. Give the keeper the eyes, make him think I was going across goal when, in fact, we were going for that near post, but it was a comfortable save in the end. I don't know whether the defender's deflection there took much pace off the ball. It wasn't the most ripping of shots, but Marek Hamsik could have an opportunity here, and he'll slot through Morata. The two substitutes linking up, but Morata's touch lets him down, unfortunately. Oh, no, we're not going to get the ball back. Lorenzi down the line to Berardi. Good touch and turn. Get into Morata. Show good strength and poke it back to Berardi. Very well done. Berardi turning inside on that left foot. Driving past a couple of players. Going to have to give this to Gertz. A good first touch. And the shot is blocked well by Thurs. Manolas trying to get it away and does so. Perhaps should have had a free kick there. I definitely caught him after the clearance came in. Touch by Yates is very, very heavy. We'll try and quickly get it back up the other end and look for another opportunity. Don't quite think I'm going to be able to keep that in though. Pass over hit. Another good opportunity, but again, well blocked by the defenders. Got free kick 41 yards out. Hamsik is not really suited to shooting from here, so we'll try and put it into the box and find a teammate, which he's almost done very well indeed. Verratti gets that down, not necessarily under control, and now we're going to have trouble closing down Dumbia, who's slightly quick. Don't know whether any of you have noticed throughout the past few years on FIFA. Dumbia, quite fast. Thankfully, though, he can't shoot. 0-0 still, 10 minutes before half-time. Sandro, go down the line to Insigne. Good pace and turn from Insigne, and he shrugged off the defender. All I need now is someone to pass to in the box, but trying to hold off Thurs here is harder than it seems. We'll drill this back looking for Verratti and get it through that gap to Marek Hamsik. Can we find some space for a shot? The shot comes in. It drops to Gertz, and Silerson makes a comfortable save. Roma have defended very well so far in this game. Trying my absolute best to break them down, but so far we haven't found a real clear-cut opportunity to take the lead. Berardi on the break. Well, there's plenty of space there for Morata and Gertz, and Alvaro Morata is in behind here. Now I'm going to try and turn the inside on his right, which he's done well, and finesse it. It's going to drop to Berardi. How has he not buried that in the bottom corner? I don't know. Wow. Witsel across to Strootman, to Zeko, to Strootman. Floated over the top of the bar. Was a player we were interested in signing, wasn't he, in the previous window, Kevin Strootman, but we did in the end go for Marek Hamsik. I'm pleased with that decision, but Strootman clearly proving that he's a decent attacking talent, although you'd say he's probably better in a defensive manner in midfield, but still, De Rossi has been very good at holding for Roma in this game, and it gives Strootman the freedom to push forward a little bit. And we haven't really, either side, been able to find a clear goal-scoring opportunity. One that you'd say he should have finished that. It's been a very, very difficult game so far. Both sides looking to try and grind out a win if possible, but it looks ever increasingly possible that we will be ending this game at 0-0. unless maybe this counter-attack goes quite well, which it may do if Insigne doesn't continue to run into the back of his teammates. Verratti, now let's poke that there, looking for Berardi. We're going to have to turn back this way, go back to Verratti, bit of space, Verratti buries it in the top corner. Marco Verratti, our highest rated overall player at 89, gives us the moment of quality we needed to take the lead. That counter-attack did work wonders. Berardi getting it back to Verratti, and I tell you what, great finish from the small man who doesn't necessarily score that many goals. MORATA getting out of the way of it as it flies towards goal. Really good attacking play from MORATA as well as Verratti. We lead 1-0. João Mario cutting inside. That's a great through ball. Don't know where my defence has gone, and thankfully Edin Dzeko fluffs his lines. My defence was all over the place there. The right back was up here, the centre back was in the middle, another centre back was over on the left. Alexandro had to tuck in. No shape to my defensive line there whatsoever. They're making a defensive change, which is not necessarily the obvious decision with 5 minutes to go when you're 1-0 down, but I'm not going to complain. We'll see if we can get ourselves a second goal just to make sure, but fingers crossed we can remain solid at the back as we have done throughout this game and keep a clean sheet and get all 3 points. There goes the final whistle. We had to grind out that victory, but we do get the 3 points at home against Roma. Not a very easy game whatsoever against one of the better sides in the division, but we are able to get all 3 points and the win despite not having much of possession in the game. Now, what did Napoli do? They beat Sassuolo 1-0. Never mind, we matched their results, so the gap will stay the same. And next, we take on Lazio in the game against the other half of Rome. Mari out to Bernardeschi. Simone Verdi's making the runs in front of him and will turn quickly and sharply inside onto Verdi's left foot, and that surely should have been 1-0. I can't quite believe we've not scored there. Really nice turn by Verdi. Opens up the space on his favoured left-hand side and smacks it off the woodwork. Could have been 1-0 up very early on, but still goalless. Corner for Lazio. 25 minutes in or so. Candreva takes. Keeper should come and get that, and he has done very nicely indeed. We'll try and again catch him on a quick counter-attack from a set piece like that. Piccini does have the pace and strength to hold off opponents, and he's turned inside nicely. I'm going to have to go back and look for support, but we'll quickly bring it across here looking for Barros, whose touch is good enough to be able to get it to El Shaarawy. Being closed down by Candreva, but we'll turn inside him. Let's go for a finesse with El Shaarawy, and it's really not that far away. He's definitely better at finessing than lace-shotting El Shaarawy, and we tried to bend that in the far top corner, but it wouldn't quite bend enough. Barros to El Shaarawy. Back is there in the middle, but the question is, can I find him? We'll poke it to him now, but kind of isolated out here on this left-hand side, Carlos Bacca. We'll get it in there to Jorginho. Again, not really too many options on. Lazio filling the pockets of space very well. Bernardeschi with a decent turn. And we'll just get it on his left to look for the cross. And there's Mauri. And oh my God, we've hit the post again. How has he not buried that header? I do not know. Figueiredo will get it away. 2 great opportunities so far in this first half to take the lead. Both coming back off the woodwork. Felipe Anderson trying to get away. He's got the pace to brush off Piccini. Trying to close him down. He's so quick. We'll go for the tackle, we skip past it. This is a great run from Felipe Anderson. Hopefully it doesn't end in a Lazio goal and all. It very nearly did. Donnarumma making him, well, almost making a mistake there, reacting very late to the shot. Was headed towards his top corner and then just punching it away at the very last moment. El Shaarawy into Verdi to back up, who somehow brushes off the defender and buries it in the bottom corner. I'm not entirely too sure how Bacca was able to get that chance. The defender seemed to be going towards the ball and missed it. I want to see a replay of that. Nice ball down the line by Barros into... oh, he's just tripped over him. He's just straight up tripped over him. El Shaarawy turns it inside to Verdi, gets it to Bacca, and the defender has just gone for the ball, missed it, fallen over Bacca's feet, and he's made him pay. There's that 92 finishing. Into the bottom corner it goes. We have ourselves a 1-0 lead for the second game in a row. Candreva. Oh, it's a great strike. Donnarumma saves. Piccini gets it away. There was a man closing that ball down with intent there. I think it was Felipe Anderson. Another shot blocked. He drops to a Nazi. He's fired it wide. Lazio trying desperately to get themselves an equaliser. But they haven't got it yet. They might do from this corner. It's going to come in. They brought on Dordevic for Pereira, but that should be keeps and is comfortably claimed. Candreva with a free kick. It's now or never for Lazio. Ball's lofted into the box, headed away. Get there, Carlos. Doesn't even need to clear it properly. 1-0 the final scoreline in both of today's two games. Not the most free-flowing of games, but the most important thing is that we got 3 points in both. Napoli haven't played yet. They've got Palermo at home. We just have to pray that they drop points. We've got Frosinone next, but we'll wait until the next episode to play that. How long is Verdi going to be out injured for? That's the question. 4 weeks. That's going to be a big miss. Bernardeschi has not decided to sign a new contract I offered him. He wants to move at the end of his contract. He's got like 3 years left, so good luck waiting for that, my man. And El Shah wants a new contract instead this time. All right, fine. Well, I'll go and offer El Shaarawy a contract, and then we'll have a squad report. Unfortunately, Napoli won against Palermo, so the gap is still 5 points at the top with 14 games to go in this third season. We won the league last year. I'm very much hoping that we can win the league again this year. We're still going strong in the Coppa Italia and in the Champions League. The Champions League will return in tomorrow's episode, so make sure you're subscribed to ensure you don't miss that particular episode or anything else that goes up on the channel. But here is the state of the teams so far in this third season. Gianluigi Donnarumma still 83 rated. We stopped training him as of halfway through last season, I believe. Although he's been playing very well, 19 clean sheets in 35 games. Florenzi up one again, still performing very well, and has just been a vital member of the first team squad since coming in. Romagnoli, no growth overall or on a technical or physical basis, but mentally he's gone up a little bit, which I guess is, well, any improvement is an improvement. Thiago Silva down 1 to 86, but as is the case with Romagnoli, it's only the mental stats that have changed, this time negatively rather than positively. Still very good for me, Thiago Silva. Alexandro, no growth from him at all, but rock solid for us at left back. Very pleased with him. Marek Hamsik has gone up in 6 different areas since signing like 2 weeks ago. So brilliant from him so far. 2 goals and 1 assist for him so far this season in Serie A. Of course, all of that has come in his performances for Napoli. He's only played 1 game for me, but clearly did well enough to go up, +1 in longs, passing and accuracy, heading accuracy, sorry, shot power, volleys, long shots, curve. So really positive about his future. Physical stats have gone down for Verratti. I think that's because he suffered an injury. Valued at 50 million, and clearly, as we saw and we mentioned earlier, our highest rated player at 89. Scored an important goal in the one against Roma, and that one of his only 2 in Serie A this season. Berardi still performing well, 3 goals, 8 assists so far this season. No growth from him on a technical or physical basis, but just the mental attributes going up has been enough to force his overall up 1. Insigne, no overall or any growth from him whatsoever. 6 assists though so far this season, so pleased with his performances. Mario Götze has been a revelation. Not really growing too quickly, but 9 goals, 5 assists has been superb for us. Signing for £30 million plus Suso. Alvaro Morata came in. He's only scored 1 goal in 10 in Serie A this season and none in the Champions League group stage for for Juventus, sorry. Although, no, 1 goal in 9 in Serie A because, of course, he played for me against Roma. Hoping that we can kickstart his career again now that he's moved to us. Jose Mari, I'll probably take off the transfer list now that Kutzka's gone. 21 games played for him this season, just the 2 goals. Maximovic has been rock solid for me again, continuing to grow. Marking 92, stand tackle 93, slide tackle 87. Brilliant centre-back, valued at 20 million now. Carlos Bacca, still no dropping in his stats, despite the fact that he's 31. 13 goals in 26 games for him so far this season and 5 assists. After a slow start, he's starting to get back into the form that he was in last season. Jorginho, no growth from him, but 1 goal, 3 assists in all comps. Piccini, no growth from him, but he's been no overall growth. His tackling stats have both gone up 1, but he's always very solid when I call on him. Simone Verdi up 2 overall, despite no attribute growth, which is strange, but never mind. 7 goals and 7 assists for him. He's having a phenomenal season now, unfortunately out for 4 weeks. Hopefully his stats don't start to drop. El Shaarawy also growing overall, but not individual stat at all, but 5 goals in 17 games for him. Bonaventura is the young goalkeeper we're training. He's 78 rated now. You can see his stats down there in the bottom right. Growing very well. We'll continue to train him. Barros, his growth has kind of stunted recently, but he's been very good for me when I've called upon him in this first team. Definitely the right decision to move on Muro and bring him up, in my opinion. Jeremy Bretonnier is continuing to grow very well, 83 rated at 20 years of age, 4 goals, 4 assists for him this season. Hashim Astori's up 3 overall, no individual stat growth for him either, 14 games played for him, with the majority of which have been off the bench. Bernadeschi up 1 overall, he's unhappy. We saw that he wanted a new contract. When I offered him that new contract, he didn't want to stay, so fair enough. He can go whenever his contract expires. Rodrigo Ellie's up 1, 73 rated now. Hasn't featured too predominantly for me in any of the seasons that we've played so far, but still a consistent performer whenever called upon. Paletta tried to move him on, haven't been able to. He's joining Chievo Verona when his contract expires, and that's the squad. Basically, I'll quickly show you my youth team. We don't have that big a squad right now. Might be calling up a couple of these youngsters sooner rather than later. Alexandre Delacroix is up at 65 rated right now at 16. Still only 5'2", but of course players do inexplicably grow a few inches when you call them up to the first team. 5'9" for Andres Castillo. I don't know, he's probably going to be, well, he says 80 to 86, so he should be able to grow a decent amount to get from 53 to 80, so I'm not sure what to expect from him. Carrizzo on the left-hand side, his technical stats look like they could be absolutely brilliant by the time he reaches his potential, but his physical stats, not too impressive so far, 76 to 82, his potential. But you'd have said of the two, it would have been Carrizzo to have the higher potential, but never mind. For Federico Manfredini is supposedly going to reach 79 to 89. He's only 16, 46 rated currently. So you'd like to think that it's perhaps only going to be the lower end of that, but still 79 rated is decent enough. So a lot of growth to come from all of our 4 youth players there. Not sure whether to call any of them up or to just leave them there for another couple of months and see what happens. I'll perhaps take some feedback on that from you guys. But as we saw, Napoli top of the table by 5 points still. We are 6 points clear of Juventus in 3rd and 7 points clear of Inter in 4th. So Champions League football is pretty much guaranteed next season. Question is, can we win back-to-back league titles? We will find out. That's all for now. Drop the video a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. And I'll see you next time.